Imagine walking down any street in America. From New York to Los Angeles, from the neon glow of Las Vegas to the quiet corners of small-town diners, you'll find one thing almost everyone has in common: a pair of jeans. They're more than just pants. They're a cultural statement, a symbol of rebellion, a mark of everyday comfort, and one of the most iconic pieces of clothing ever created. Jeans aren't just stitched fabric, they're stitched memories. They've been worn by Hollywood stars, musicians who changed the course of music history, everyday workers who built America, and teenagers finding their own style. When Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake stepped out in their unforgettable all-denim look, it wasn't just a fashion statement, it was a moment that cemented jeans as pop culture royalty. For over 150 years, denim has remained a cornerstone of style, seamlessly evolving through trends while never losing its place in our wardrobes. And at the heart of this story lies Levi's, a name synonymous with durability, craftsmanship, and timeless American style. But what makes Levi's jeans so special? How did a humble work pant worn by miners and cowboys transform into the most recognized denim brand in the world? Today we're pulling back the curtain and taking you deep inside the fascinating world of Levi's. From the very first sketch of a design to the final pair that hits the shelves, you'll see just how much detail, history, and innovation goes into creating a pair of jeans that millions of people proudly wear every single day. By the end, you'll never look at your own pair of Levi's the same way again. The story of Levi's begins in 1853, when a German immigrant named Levi Strauss arrived in San Francisco. Back then, California was buzzing with the gold rush. Miners needed supplies, and Strauss set up a wholesale dry goods business to serve them. But the real turning point came when Strauss met Jacob Davis, a tailor from Nevada, who had an idea that would change clothing forever. Davis noticed that miners' pants often tore at the seams and pockets, so he reinforced them with tiny copper rivets at stress points. The idea was so revolutionary that he partnered with Strauss to patent the concept on May 20, 1873. And just like that, the blue jean was officially born. The first jeans, known simply as XX, were rugged, no-nonsense work pants. They featured a button fly, straight legs, and those iconic rivets that set them apart. These jeans were built for miners, cowboys, and railroad workers who needed clothing that could take a beating. Over time, that first design evolved into the Levi's 501, a style so timeless it's still a bestseller today, nearly 150 years later. But the magic of Levi's didn't stop with functionality. They slowly transformed into something much bigger, a cultural icon. In the 1930s, Levi's jeans became linked with the cowboy image, thanks to Hollywood westerns. Cowboys symbolized freedom, grit, and the wide-open American frontier, and Levi's fit perfectly into that narrative. By the 1950s, jeans took on a whole new identity. They became the uniform of rebellion. Teenagers across America pulled on their Levi's after watching James Dean in Rebel Without a Cause or Marlon Brando in The Wild One. Suddenly, jeans weren't just for work, they were for making a statement. Parents frowned, schools banned them, and teens loved them even more. From then on, Levi's became inseparable from American youth culture. As the decades rolled on, Levi's adapted without losing its core. Rock stars in the 1970s and 80s wore Levi's on stage, turning them into symbols of cool and authenticity. Bruce Springsteen famously posed on the cover of Born in the USA with Levi's hugging his hips, cementing the brand as part of America's soundtrack. By the 90s, they were back in the spotlight with supermodels and actors, and today they continue to reinvent themselves with eco-friendly denim, collaborations with high-end designers, and new fits for a new generation. Levi's jeans aren't just pants, they're history you can wear. Now let's step inside the factory and see exactly how these iconic jeans are made. It all starts at Levi's headquarters in San Francisco, where designers dream up new styles. They're constantly balancing fashion trends, customer preferences, and functionality. A pair of skinny jeans might appeal to one group, while loose vintage fits speak to another. Designers decide everything from pocket placement to the exact stitching pattern, and once the concept is locked in, they create detailed patterns that will serve as templates for cutting fabric. The denim fabric itself is crucial. Levi's sources its denim from trusted suppliers who meet strict standards. Most of it is 100% cotton, though some blends include elastane to give jeans stretch and comfort. In recent years, Levi's has leaned into sustainability, experimenting with organic cotton, recycled fibers, and water-saving production techniques. Once the rolls of denim arrive at the factory, they're unrolled onto long cutting tables, stacked in multiple layers and carefully lined up. Large pattern templates are laid over the fabric, marking the shapes of each piece of the jeans: front legs, back legs, waistbands, pockets, and fly panels. Using either skilled cutters or computer-guided machines, the fabric is sliced with precision. Every piece is sorted, labeled, and organized by size before heading to the sewing floor. Sewing is where the artistry really shines. Dozens of skilled workers guide fabric through powerful sewing machines, assembling the pieces step by step. First, the pockets are stitched and reinforced with rivets, a nod to Jacob Davis's original idea. Then the legs are sewn together, seams are reinforced, and waistbands are attached. Even the tiny details like the arcuate double-stitch design on the back pockets are done with care, a pattern so recognizable that it's trademarked. Each button and rivet is stamped with Levi's branding, adding authenticity to every pair. Finally, the iconic leather patch is sewn onto the waistband, symbolizing quality and durability. But Levi's jeans aren't complete without finishing touches. This is where they gain their unique look and personality. Raw denim is stiff and uniform, so Levi's uses a variety of techniques to soften, fade, and distress jeans. Stone washing, sandblasting, and laser technology are just a few of the methods that create everything from light, worn-in fades to heavily distressed, ripped styles. The finishing process is as much about fashion as it is about comfort, giving each pair of jeans that lived-in feel customers love. Every pair of Levi's goes through strict quality checks before it ever leaves the factory. Inspectors look for flaws in stitching, rivet placement, or color consistency. Only the jeans that meet Levi's high standards make it into stores. From there, they're shipped around the world, landing in closets from San Francisco to Tokyo, New York to Paris. Think about that for a moment. A piece of clothing that started as rugged workwear for miners now sits at the center of high-fashion runways. Levi's has been worn by presidents, rock legends, movie stars, and everyday Americans alike. They've been symbols of rebellion, freedom, and self-expression. And yet, at their core, they're still exactly what Levi Strauss and Jacob Davis intended them to be: durable, dependable, and built to last. Have you ever wondered what really goes into making a pair of Levi's jeans, one of the most iconic pieces of clothing in the world? From the sewing machines buzzing inside factories to the eco-friendly washes that give each pair its signature look, Levi's jeans aren't just stitched together. They're engineered for durability, comfort, and timeless style. Behind every seam and rivet lies a story of craftsmanship that has kept this brand alive for over 150 years. Today we're pulling back the curtain and taking you inside the fascinating journey of how a simple roll of denim transforms into the jeans you proudly wear. This is not just about fashion, it's about history, innovation, and the way Levi's continues to shape American culture. The process begins when the denim fabric has already been cut into carefully measured panels. Sewing is where the real magic happens, as the different pieces are joined together to create something recognizable. Workers start by stitching the front and back leg panels, aligning the seams with remarkable precision. Levi's jeans are built to last, so pockets aren't just attached for convenience, they're reinforced with the brand's iconic arcuate stitching. This signature design on the back pockets is not only stylish but also a mark of authenticity and strength. Once the pockets are secured, the inner and outer seams of the legs are stitched, giving the jeans their basic shape. The fly is then added, either in the form of a classic button closure or a zipper, depending on the style. Next comes the waistband, which completes the upper structure of the jeans. Stress points are reinforced with rivets and double stitching to ensure that the jeans can withstand daily wear and tear. Top stitching is applied along the seams, not only for strength but also to give the jeans that polished, finished appearance. To wrap up this stage, belt loops are sewn in place and the legs are hemmed. At this point, the jeans have officially taken form, but they're far from ready for the shelves. The next step is washing and finishing, a critical stage that determines how the jeans will look and feel when you put them on for the first time. Freshly sewn denim can be stiff, so the initial wash is designed to soften the fabric and remove excess dye. Levi's has made significant strides in making this stage eco-friendly. Traditional denim washing requires huge amounts of water and often harsh chemicals, but Levi's pioneered water-saving technologies like ozone washing and enzyme treatments. Instead of soaking jeans in massive vats, the ozone method allows the denim to be treated with gas inside a machine, dramatically reducing water usage while still achieving the desired fade and softness. This not only helps the environment but also ensures that each pair of jeans maintains consistency in shade and fit. Sometimes, additional treatments are added for special finishes, such as over-dyeing to achieve richer colors or tinting to give the jeans a unique hue. Once the washing process is complete, the jeans are dried, either by tumbling in large industrial dryers or by hanging. They are then pressed to remove wrinkles, giving them a crisp, clean appearance. After washing, the jeans still need their finishing touches. This is where hardware components come into play. Buttons, zippers, and rivets are attached to make the jeans functional and durable. One of the most recognizable details, however, is the Levi's red tab. This small piece of fabric stitched onto the back right pocket is more than just branding. It's a symbol of authenticity. It tells the world that you're wearing a genuine pair of Levi's, a name that has become synonymous with denim itself. Another key detail is the waistband label, typically made of leather or leather-like material, which indicates the style, size, and sometimes the model number of the jeans. This patch, usually sewn onto the rear right side, is another feature that sets Levi's apart from imitators. Before the jeans are ready to leave the factory, they must pass rigorous quality control checks. Each pair is carefully inspected to make sure the stitching is straight, the hardware is securely attached, and there are no inconsistencies or defects. Levi's has built its reputation on producing reliable, long-lasting denim, so this step is crucial. Once the jeans pass inspection, they're folded according to Levi's standards. Hang tags and labels are attached to provide information about size, style, and care instructions. The packaging process is also designed with sustainability in mind, often using recyclable or eco-friendly materials. After packaging, the jeans are organized in warehouses by size, style, and color, ready to be shipped out. Distribution is the final stage, and Levi's has perfected the art of getting its products to customers worldwide. Jeans are sent to Levi's retail stores, department stores, and authorized retailers, with logistics optimized for both speed and environmental efficiency. For online orders, jeans are picked from warehouse inventory, securely packaged, and shipped directly to customers. The brand uses a combination of in-house logistics and third-party carriers to make sure orders arrive quickly and safely. From factory to fitting room, Levi's ensures that every pair of jeans reaches its new owner in perfect condition. Over the years, Levi's has also cemented its cultural presence through celebrity endorsements and memorable advertising campaigns. In the early 1990s, Brad Pitt became one of Levi's most famous brand ambassadors, starring in commercials that promoted the legendary 501 jeans. At the time, Pitt was an up-and-coming actor, and his association with Levi's helped boost both his career and the brand's cool, timeless image. Those commercials are still remembered as some of the most iconic ads in fashion history, capturing the spirit of youth, rebellion, and effortless style. For Levi's, this partnership reinforced their reputation as more than just jeans. They became a lifestyle statement. But what happens when a pair of jeans has reached the end of its life? Levi's has embraced recycling in creative and sustainable ways. Old jeans can be repurposed into household items like bags, pillow covers, aprons, or even quilts. The sturdy denim fabric makes it ideal for DIY projects, and many people have found unique ways to give their worn-out jeans a second life as wallets, belts, or headbands. Levi's even runs an official recycling program in partnership with organizations that turn old denim into insulation material for homes. For those who don't want to repurpose their jeans themselves, resale platforms like eBay or Poshmark offer opportunities to sell old Levi's to vintage lovers or collectors. Recycling and reselling not only reduce waste but also keep denim out of landfills, supporting Levi's broader mission to be more environmentally conscious. What makes Levi's truly special is that it isn't just a clothing brand, it's part of American history and culture. From miners in the 1800s wearing denim for durability, to Hollywood stars making jeans a fashion statement, to today's sustainable production methods, Levi's jeans have always adapted while staying true to their roots. When you slip into a pair of Levi's, you're not just putting on denim, you're stepping into a legacy of craftsmanship, authenticity, and innovation that continues to influence fashion worldwide.